My name is Ganesh Chella and I am the author of the book Creating a Helping Organization, 5 Engaging Ways to Promote Employee Performance, Growth and Well-being. I am here to tell you a little bit more about the book and what its central message is to all of you. The central question that I have attempted to answer in the book is this: is it possible for organizations to achieve employee performance and business growth while also maintaining employee well-being, be it the well-being of the workman on the shop floor or the well-being of the CEO of the organization? The sad conclusion I have come to in the course of my research is that currently employee well-being is taking its toll while organizations are attempting to pursue performance and growth. The good news is that there is adequate evidence that it is indeed possible for organizations to find that great balance. Having said that, what is really wrong with the approaches being followed by organizations today? There seem to be 2 problems. Firstly, many of the interventions that organizations are attempting seem to be unmindful of the rapidly changing socio-cultural context in which employees live and work. Second, in the pursuit of scale and growth, many of these approaches have left behind humanness in it. I was keen to understand what organizations were indeed doing to find that right balance between performance and growth on one hand and employee well-being on the other hand. In this context, the early efforts taken by organizations to leverage the power of helping relationships like executive coaching, mentoring and so on seemed very interesting. I began to research these trends. My research led me to 3 very interesting and important conclusions. Number 1, it appeared that while organizations were talking a lot about coaching and mentoring, there was a lot of inappropriate application. Everyone was now beginning to call himself or herself a coach and a mentor, and everything that they were now doing was called coaching and mentoring. Conclusion number 2, this was a very important conclusion. It became very evident that the range of helping needs that employees had was far beyond things like performance and ranking and career progression and so on. When employees looked at their lives in the larger context, the personal problems they had with living far outweighed the problems that they had at work. Therefore, the range of helping needs that organizations seem to recognize and even be aware of was very limited. Finally, and this was a very good conclusion, it was evident that organizations were slowly beginning to recognize that it was important for them to make available a range of helping sources that employees could leverage. Looking at these 3 conclusions and looking at the work that organizations were beginning to do, I was able to slowly formulate a larger framework of what appeared to be the makings of a helping organization. It was very evident to me that what employees need today is a helping organization. What is a helping organization? A helping organization is one which is willing to and capable of helping employees deal with their life challenges, utilize their full potential and achieve all that they are capable of in their work and their personal lives. Such help, however, cannot come from mechanistic HR processes that we've been led to believe all these years. It has to come from real people who are willing to and capable of engaging in such helping relationships with the people who need that help. So what does a helping organization look like? A helping organization consisting of a strong web of helping relationships would resemble a large tree with many branches, each representing a distinct source of help and all of them collectively representing a helping culture in an organization. Such a helping organization would be very sensitive to the context in which employees live and work, the organization, the society, the culture, and the global economy. In doing so, we will not only build successful but also sustainable organizations. And the good news is that there are many organizations which have begun to recognize this and have already taken many progressive steps in this direction, as will be evident from the many cases and personal stories that I have shared in this book with all of you. So, what are the helping needs that employees have? What keeps them awake at night? What are the needs that helpers in an organization are likely to deal with when they engage with these employees who need such help? My research led me to the conclusion that there are three broad areas where employees need help. First, employees need help in leading their own personal lives. This includes help in managing their marital relationships, balancing the demands of work with the needs of the family as well as their own personal needs. They need help with managing finances, parenting, and coping with the stresses of everyday living. Second, employees need help with their work. This includes help to deal with their concerns around performance, career, their future aspirations, the transitions they make, the workplace relationships, workplace grievances, and so on and so forth. Above all this, they need help with developing life skills, because if they do have the life skills, then most often they will be able to help themselves. Life skills include communication skills, interpersonal skills, problem solving and critical thinking skills, and of course self-management skills. These indeed are the three broad areas where employees need help. These are the areas where helpers in an organizational context are likely to make a huge difference to the employees they work with. So, what indeed is my solution to these helping needs? What indeed are the 5 engaging ways that I am proposing to help employees achieve performance, growth, and well-being? Arising out of my research, I have been able to identify 5 layers of help, starting with help that can deal with the most basic needs through the most informal sources, going right up to help for the more complex needs through the most formal sources. I am therefore proposing 5 layers which include community help, barefoot help, qualified help, professional help for executive coaching, and professional employee assistance. Community help becomes available when employees have real friends at the workplace, when the work itself is organized in a manner that they have a sense of belonging and identity, or when the organization itself lives and works as a community. Through community help, people experience a sense of belonging, safety, support, affiliation, and a sense of shared history. Barefoot help becomes a reality when the manager is able to engage in a helping relationship, at least as a barefoot helper, to deal with issues of performance and career. Qualified help becomes a reality when the leaders, through the qualification and training, are able to engage in helping relationships of a formal and informal nature, at least for internal needs. Professional help for executive coaching becomes a reality when organizations are able to set up well thought through executive coaching relationships for their senior executives. And professional employee assistance becomes a reality when employee assistance, mental health and well-being becomes the CEO's agenda, and as a result of which the organization is able to set up employee assistance programs in a manner that is appropriate for the organization. When all these 5 layers of help through the 5-layer helping model that I have recommended get integrated and become a reality in the organization, you will begin to see a helping culture. You will begin to see the birth of a helping organization. If we did all this, I am quite confident that we in our country will reach our 2020 ambition in good shape. I do hope you enjoy reading this book. Do let me know what you think. Thank you.